5 Rafale jets are all set to touch down at the Ambala Air Base in Haryana this afternoon. Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhatoria, who will be visiting the Ambala facility to receive the Rafale, which is being inducted as part of India's biggest defense deal. The 5 jets that took off from the air base in the French port city of Bordeaux on Monday covered a distance of nearly 7,000 kilometers, with the mid-air refueling also that had happened, and are capable of carrying a range of highly effective weapons as well. And we have Major Gaurav Arya joining us here in the studio, and our panelist also joining us here on the broadcast. Major Gaurav Arya, help us understand, especially if you're talking about Rafale, and it is now being called as a game changer for India. Why?
See, very interestingly, Amita, what has happened is that a comment by the former Air Chief, Air Marshal Dhanoa, and he says that China has nothing to counter the Rafale, and this is especially important in the backdrop of Ladakh. He is possibly talking about the J-20, which is supposed to be China's hammer, so to say, a twin-engine stealth, 5th generation fighter aircraft that China is so proud of. But he says that, and I absolutely agree with him, he says that, you see, this is an untested platform. I'm talking about the J-20. It's an untested platform, number one. Number two, very importantly about the J-20 is that only China uses it. Nobody else uses it. And number three, China has been, opaque as far as technology is concerned. Nobody knows whether it's a 3.5, 4 generation or a 5 generation aircraft. China says so. So China expects the world to believe. Now, with the Rafales coming in, 5 of them, out of a total 36 that were ordered in 2016, this gives us the sort of punch that India requires. There is Amita, a school of thought which says that too much is being made out of these Rafales. I think not. I think India has never had this kind of a fighter jet in the history of its Air Force. And also I think, very importantly, I think this will give us that edge. Because forget about Pakistan, even China has nothing like it. I'd like to go to our guests here, and we have Saurabh Shukla, we have NC Bipendra here, Dr. Sriram Chaulia, Air Marshal P.K. Barbora, we have Colonel Dini here, Major General K.K. Sinha, we have Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, Major General Sanjay Soi, and Wing Commander Vinod Neb, Veer Chakra. We also have Air Marshal P.S. Ahluwalia and General G.D. Bakshi, Saurabh Shukla, etc. Now, some of the gentlemen will join us in a while, and I think I should go directly to Colonel Dini and ask Colonel Dini for his views. Colonel Dini, a lot has been made out by people saying that, after all, it's an aircraft, and Indians are making a big hue and cry about this aircraft. Now, I want you to tell our viewers, how big a deal is Rafale actually? All right. I think, Colonel Dini has been dropped. I can go to. Colonel Dini is back, by the way. So, Colonel Dini, did you hear my question, or shall I repeat it for you, please? All right. I'll repeat it, Colonel Dini. My question is that a lot of people are saying that, after all, the Rafale is just another platform, and a lot of people in India are getting excited about this platform, and there should be no cause for major celebration because it's just another fighter platform. What I have to say is, no, it's not just another fighter platform. This is something that the Indian Air Force never had, this level of capability. What are your views, Colonel Dini?
Absolutely, Gaurav sir, I've got no doubts in my mind that this is, as many people call it, a game changer. I will call it as a peace enhancer or a peace enforcer. And why do I say so is because of the fact that for us to have a viable threat, and when I say threat, it is not a threat in the means of going and attacking somebody or capturing some territory as our neighbors do, but as a threat that nobody should have a bad eye on us. And for that viable or a credible threat, we need two things, and that is, first is the intent, which translates into political will, and the second is the capability. Now, the political will can change overnight, but capabilities cannot change overnight. So the coming of Rafale is the improvement in that capability. So once you have political will, and then once you build up on your capability, you are a credible threat to anybody. And therefore, if you are a threat to people, if people know that if you mess with them, you can get get beaten very badly, then there will be peace. Because as a nation, we do not go and we do not interfere in the affairs of others. But there are people who does that to us. But when they know that we have a capability also is there to give us to those people, adversaries, those who are trying all these misadventures, then there will be peace. And that's why I call it as a peace enforcer and a game changer definitely once the battle is there. Gaurav sir.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I think very well said by Colonel Dini. I go to NC Bipendra. And, Colonel Dini made this very valid point. He says that political will can change overnight, but your capability cannot. It takes decades to build capability. And I think what he's made is a very, very valid point, NC Bipendra. You cannot even be friends or talk to other countries in a measure of equality if you do not possess the capability to wage war against them, or unless they believe that you have the capability to wage war effectively against them. What do you feel, NC Bipendra?
Absolutely, I agree with Colonel Vinny on that. I think he made a very valid point. In fact, Rafale is called as the gust of the wind and burst of fire. Basically, it can deliver, it comes as a gust of wind and delivers a ball of fire on the enemy, and that is something that the enemy cannot take on. That is the kind of capability that Rafale brings. I think he made a very valid point. The kind of weaponry that Rafale possesses, I think nobody else in this region possesses that sort of a variety of weapons for different offensive action that the Indian Air Force would like to take on the enemy. So that is the kind of capability that Rafale brings. And what he said is absolutely right. For example, let me just point out the 1962 war. The 1962 war, the Air Force was never used. So we know what happened in that war and what was the outcome. But the use of Rafale and the induction of Rafale actually indicates the display of intent that the Indian Air Force has as far as a conflict that would happen in 2020. If there is something that happens in 2020, Rafale would certainly come into play. That is the kind of intent that the Indian Air Force is displaying when it is inducting the Rafale aircraft at Ambala today. I think the first lot of 5 definitely adds to the capabilities of the Indian Air Force, and when the entire 36 aircraft come into the Indian Air Force, I think that is a formidable capability. It provides 2 squadron capability to Indian Air Force. I think China cannot match this for the simple reason that their J-20, if it has to be deployed, I think it is operationally yet to be proven for the simple reason that the J-20s haven't seen action, whereas Rafale has seen action in West Asia in 2012, 2013, which we are all aware of. So that is it is a proven aircraft and it is a proven capability that nobody in this region, be it China or Pakistan, can match. Both J-20 and JF-17 do not come anywhere near the Rafale capability. That is the kind of display of intent that the India is showing when it is inducting Rafale.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I go to Dr. Sriram Chaulia here. Dr. Chaulia, both Colonel Dini and NC Bipendra make valid points. Nobody has capability like this in the region. Now, let me put the cart before the horse and do a little bit of crystal gazing, if I may. Do you think in the long run, India needs more Rafales? I'm saying that 36 we've already ordered, 5 we are getting today. We hope to get, by the next 1 year, most of the Rafales. At least that is the plan. I'd like to understand from you, Dr. Chaulia, do you think in the long run, India needs more squadrons of Rafales? 2 are almost in the bag. Do we need more?
Gaurav, I think if we have an intent to be a leading power in the world, certainly we need to invest in high-tech weaponry, and the Rafale is a great value addition, as you rightly pointed out. But look at it this way. I mean, you mentioned the J-20B of China. There is the Sukhoi 56 of Russia, and there is the F-35 of the US. These are the 3 known 5th generation aircraft. Rafale will be around 4.5, but as you rightly said, it has proven capabilities unlike the Chinese and the Russian ones. So in that sense, we do need to invest a lot more in air power, and also naval power. I mean, the point is for us to be able to not only fight this two-front war, which is part of our military doctrine, with our immediate neighbors, these, as you know, multi-role combat aircraft or fifth generation aircraft help to project power across a wider domain, and we can actually engage in operations far away from our immediate borders too, and which is the sign of a great power. The Chinese want to become a great power in the military domain, equivalent to the United States, and that's why they're investing so much in these. And so I think whether we take fifth generation or more advanced, more Rafales, all these should be indeed fast forwarded. In fact, viewers should know, Gaurav, that Rafale itself had been mired for a long time in petty domestic politics of our country. There were so many objections being raised to it. In 2007, during the UPA regime, was the first time we thought about Rafale, and the fact that they're arriving 2020 itself shows how bad our domestic discourse has been around this. As the air chief and the technical assessments were all that this was much needed. It was a game changer, a peace enforcer, as Colonel is saying, but nonetheless there is people raising aspersions and saying there is corruption, this and that, most of them totally unfounded. So, in fact, Prime Minister himself raised this point after the Abhinandan, the dogfight that we had with the Pakistani F-16, that if we had Rafale at the time, not MiG-21, MiG-21 is a third generation, Gaurav. So we were actually under-equipped. And the F-16, as you know, is a fourth generation. So Rafale is much superior to F-16 or even the JF-17 that the Pakistanis now have from the Chinese. So now we are actually walking the talk finally, because all this while what had happened was we were not investing enough in air power and naval power. Now, just to mention as a corollary, we need a third aircraft carrier also, Gaurav, because the second one, the indigenously built one, is still delayed, but we need minimum of 3 to be able to hold the Chinese at bay in the Indo-Pacific. So both
Absolutely.
air and naval, I think we need to upgrade.
All right.
And we should see higher defense outlays as a result of what has happened in Ladakh. And going forward, definitely we need more of these, if not Rafales, then equivalents or even superior ones like fifth generation ones, which will have a proven track record, Gaurav. So eventually we should be equipped to match China, Russia
Absolutely.
and the United States. These three should be our benchmark. Pakistan, we're going to leave far behind because they are totally dependent on the Chinese.
Absolutely. And I go to Saurabh Shukla now. Dr. Chaulia makes a valid point, and he spoke about aircraft carriers. So here I'm going to talk about the Charles de Gaulle, which is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, which the French Navy uses. And they have, for the past few years, tried to get a naval version of the Rafale on their aircraft, and they're very excited about it. Do you think, and today is a day of joy and crystal gazing, and let me again put the cart before the horse in my sheer excitement. Tell me, Saurabh Shukla, do you think the Navy could be looking at the naval version of the Rafales later? I'm trying to cover the entire spectrum here. I'm jumping from one topic to the other. I'm fully aware of that. We should be speaking about the Air Force, but since Dr. Chaulia mentioned about aircraft carriers, suddenly I thought that, there is a naval Rafale version also.
One of the things, Gaurav, I'm glad you raised this issue. One of the things is strategic timing. I think, let me focus first on the strategic timing of these Rafales arriving in India. Don't forget that, when you see warfare, when you see military strategy, as you yourself experienced, the timing plays a major role. So I think it's a great day that the Rafales are coming at a time when we are engaged in some kind of a face-off with China. It sends a very strong message to both China and Pakistan. That's one. Second, what obviously, as you spoke about a carrier and a naval version, yes, India should be looking at all the modern weaponry, in its whole arsenal. And aircraft carriers is something, which India obviously have to ramp up. And Rafale is a superior aircraft. That's the reason why it has been chosen. One thing we have to be very, very clear is that we have to work on interoperability, because, that is something which has has to be really up to the mark. One of the challenges that India has faced when it comes to be it revolution in military affairs and also making sure that we upgrade our armed forces has been interoperability. At a time when we are looking at strategic alliances with countries like the US, France, Australia, Japan, we have to make sure we have to create that interoperability, because in case of a conflict, it will not be India's war alone. India has to realize that it has to be a global war on different fronts, where interoperability of weaponry will be a key factor to play upon. And that is the reason why when we choose a weapon system, when we choose an aircraft, yes, we have to choose the best of the lot, but we also have to be mindful of the fact that interoperability is something that we have to work on, because that's something which is going to give us that edge which either China or Pakistan will never have. And this is something India has managed to get because of its sheer diplomatic strategy, its military strategy, and also a strategic foresight and vision, which was lacking earlier. Now that we have got that, we have to make sure that we have to overcome. And the other thing is the strategic restraint. We have to demonstrate, I believe with some of my fellow panelists, that air power is a crucial is part of any modern day warfare today. Naval power is a crucial. So while we have a robust army, we have to work on creating a robust air force and navy as well. And that includes deployment of resources and also getting away this bureaucratic red tapeism which was there earlier. And I'm glad the Narendra Modi government has gone ahead and given that power to the armed forces, which was much needed, because they are the users. They know what equipment is best suited for the kind of terrain that they are operating on, and that is something which has been a game changer. And I think the arrival of these Rafales today sends a big message to India's adversary that India is no longer an India which was mired in red tapeism, bureaucracy, was using substandard equipment or equipment which was outdated. It now has a firepower which is much above than what they can imagine, and also combined with the kind of efficacy of our armed forces. I always believe that India's armed forces, you belong to one of the you belong to the army, and I can tell you, with this kind of weaponry at our command, our air warriors will be at a huge advantage when it comes to actual war scenario.
Reverse the disadvantage that even at a depleting fleet that the Air Force had, and the vulnerability factor no longer stays with now the incoming of Rafale this afternoon. And also the update also coming in, because the weather is said to be generally cloudy sky, but of course we have been barred for any picture taking or video recording, but all the Rafale jets will be now given a water salute. And also Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadoria, who will be there this afternoon in Ambala, the air base in Haryana, who will be present there when the induction ceremony happens this afternoon. But the water salute to the Rafale jets will be happening post-landing. Requesting all our guests to continue to be with us, as this continues to remain the top focus here on Republic, as we'll be also getting the live updates from Ambala.